law of Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Law of combining volumes. Actually, this law of combining volumes can be treated, please listen carefully first, can be treated as one of the special cases of law of definite proportions. It is one of the special cases of law of definite proportions, because see, law of definite proportion will consider all states of elements. That means elements either they are in the form of solid, or they are in the form of liquid, or they are in the form of gases. But here in Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes, listen carefully ma. See, we deal only with the gaseous elements. Only with the gaseous elements. See, first of all, the first particular or first crucial word is only with the gaseous elements. Okay, this law deals only with the gaseous elements, the method of combination of gaseous elements. See what it explains, listen carefully, what it explains. This law explains gaseous elements combine. Actually, gaseous element is not mentioned in the law. For the sake of clarity, I am telling you. Or gases, you may say as gases. Gases combine to form new compounds in a simple whole number ratio. In a simple whole number ratio, under the given conditions of pressure and temperature. Under the given conditions of pressure and temperature. See what is the law? Let me dictate this. Please write down. Gases combine in simple whole number ratio, to form new substances, under the similar conditions of pressure and temperature. Under the similar conditions of pressure and temperature. See, gases combine in a simple whole number ratio to form new substances. So, in what conditions? Under the similar conditions of pressure and temperature. That means during the reaction, pressure and temperature must be maintained constant. Pressure and temperature will not be altered. During the reaction, while reaction is going on, the pressure and temperature will be maintained constant. That is the meaning of under the similar conditions of pressure and temperature. Okay? So that I have told you, this can be treated as one of the special cases of law of definite proportions. But, okay, what is the special case? If all the substances are in the form of gaseous state. If all the substances are gaseous substances, then you can use law of combining volumes. Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Okay? Right. See for just one example. Once again, sulfur dioxide, when it reacts with, this is nothing but action of sulfur, the reaction between sulfur dioxide and oxygen. They do not react just in common conditions. They must demand specific temperature, specific pressure, catalyst, all that. Okay? But I am not going to discuss all those things because of our intention to understand the law of combining volumes. Law of combining volumes. So here, temperature, pressure, catalyst, under the same condition, under the similar condition of pressure and temperature mentioned now. See, what is going to be formed? Sulfur trioxide gas, oxygen gas, sulfur dioxide gas, 2SO2 plus O2, 2SO3. Okay? Here, one more speciality of this law is, here the this coefficient, whatever the number we are taking before the reactants as well as before the products, generally we consider either as molecules or as number of moles. But under this law, regarding this law, these are considered as volumes. These are considered as volumes. Listen carefully. 2 volumes of sulfur dioxide reacts with 1 volume of oxygen to produce 2 volumes of sulfur trioxide. This is the law of combining volumes. Actually here the coefficients do not refer the number of molecules or number of moles, just in terms of volumes. 2 volumes of sulfur dioxide gas reacted with 1 volume of oxygen gas under the similar conditions of temperature and pressure to produce 2 volumes of sulfur trioxide gas. Okay? Sometimes to solve the problems we can use these volumes as liters. 2 liters of sulfur dioxide reacts with 1 liter of oxygen to produce 2 liters of sulfur trioxide. But it is not more reasonable. It is not reasonable. Okay? Yes, to understand the combination of gases in terms of volumes, it will be up to there. And one more, suppose if you take two H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI, vapors. I2 also vapors. We are going to take vapors and gas. So even though vapors, gaseous state na? Gaseous state or not? So in that way, 2 volumes of hydrogen reacts with 1 volume of iodine to produce 2 volumes of hydrogen iodide. So it is one of the laws of combination of elements, but it deals with the gaseous substances. Gaseous substances. Have you understood it? Whenever a numerical or something is asked in terms of volumes, you have to recall Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Okay? Have you noted down? Please note down it fast. If you have noted, already completed, and I will extend the information from the Lilliput level to basic level to semi higher level and higher level. I will show you the what is the relation from these basic concepts to higher level of concepts. Just note down fast. Just 2 volumes of sulfur dioxide reacts with 1 volume of oxygen to produce 2 volumes of sulfur trioxide. So instead of moles are molecules, we are using volumes. Okay? Yes. See, actually whatever the chemical reactions we mention as the examples under law of combining volumes, most of the chemical reactions you can observe in the chapter chemical equilibrium. No taxma. In the chapter chemical equilibrium, according to NCERT, part 1 chemistry first year 11th standard, part 1 plus 1 part 1, the chapter number 7, chemical equilibrium. In that chapter you can observe the examples. So most of the examples from this category. Because of actually to make you understand the basic concept, I have written this just unidirectional arrow mark. It will not be like this. It should be like this, and it is also like this. So equilibrium is attained. Generally, whenever a reaction takes place between the gaseous substances in the closed vessels, equilibrium is obtained. You no need to write. Just I am showing you what is the connection between the basic level to subject, higher level of matter. Understand? Right. Next, have you understood this one? Right, another law. Avogadro's law. Next, the last law, Avogadro's law. This is the most important law. See, you know very well Avogadro. Avogadro, the name is very familiar for the especially chemistry learning students. Avogadro number is there. See, what is the value of Avogadro number? 6.023 into or 22 into 10 to the power of 23. What are these 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23? What are these? Are these pens? Are these many human beings? Still, world has not those many human beings. 10 to the power of 23. Okay, 10 to the power of 6 million, 7. Okay, 1 crore, 8, 10 crore, 9, 100 crore, 10, 1000 crore. But 10 to the power of 23, is it a huge number or a small number? Very, 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 very large number. Okay, very huge number. But anyhow, this is the Avogadro's number. Because of why just I am going through this number means, number is very familiar to you, right? The number is suggested by scientist Avogadro, named after him, the number, right? Anyhow, so here what Avogadro's explains about the combination of atoms, about the combination of elements, because of we are discussing the set of laws of combination of elements, set of laws of combination of elements. In that set, what is the first law? Law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, second one, law of multiple proportions, law of combining volumes, and a law, Avogadro's law. Okay, so Avogadro's law, what it explains means, under the same pressure and temperature, listen carefully, under the same pressure and temperature, equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of molecules or moles. See, once again, let me repeat. Under the same temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of molecules or equal number of moles. Right? Just once write, then you will try to understand. Under the same temperature and pressure, right, Nana? Avogadro's law, right, fast. Under the same temperature and pressure, equal number of, equal volumes of, under the same temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases contain means having, okay, contain equal number of molecules are moles, equal number of molecules are moles, right? See, one more, there is another statement for the Avogadro's law. The another statement is volume of a gas, right? Another statement for the Avogadro's law. Volume of a gas is directly proportional, mathematical symbol, is directly proportional to the number of moles of gas. Volume of a gas is directly proportional to the N means number of moles of gas. See, for the number of moles, the symbol is small n. The symbol we refer for the number of moles, small n. Right. Volume of a gas is directly proportional to the number of moles of a gas. There are two statements for the Avogadro's law. What is the first statement? Under the same temperature and pressure, okay, equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of moles or molecules. But moles or molecules both are not same, please be clear. Moles and molecules are not same, okay. But suppose if you take in terms of moles, yes, they contain equal number of moles. If you take in terms of molecules, they will contain equal number of molecules. But moles and molecules are not the same. Be clear in mind. 1 mole is equals to how many molecules? 6.023 into, again that Bahubali number. Okay? Not Bahubali. Bahubali of Bahubali. Like that is a very huge and big number. Again that number. 1 mole of any gas contains 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 or 23 molecules of that gas. Molecules of that gas. Understood? Arthamainana? Right. So here, but the second statement tells us volume of a gas is directly proportional to the number of moles of the gas. So if it is written in mathematical terms, so if proportionality, suppose V is directly proportional, don't mind ma, V is directly proportional number of moles of gas. If proportionality is displaced, a constant comes. Okay, then V by N is equals to constant. This is the short form of Avogadro's law. V by N is equals to constant. See, V is equal to, whenever proportionality is removed, see basically I am explaining you, or otherwise no need to say all these things. Only to strengthen your basics we are going through, right? So V is directly proportional to N. If proportionality is removed or displaced, that is equal to the product of a constant and the RHS, right? Then V by N is equals to constant. Or you may write for the same gas at two different conditions, you may write V1 by N1 is equals to K, V2 by N2 is equals to K, right? Suppose if V1 is equals to V2, then N1 is equals to N2, then both are K na? Is it okay? If V1 is equals to V2, then automatically N1 is equals to N2, then V1 by N1 is equal to K, means V2 by N2 is also is equals to K, right? So in this way, suppose here condition, okay, V1 is equals to V2 anukunnam. Just let us consider V1 is equals to V2, then only it can be applied, right? Have you understood it? And one more thing, what it explains means Avogadro's law. Actually, according to Avogadro's law only, at 1 bar pressure, at 0 degrees Celsius of temperature, see what are the conditions I am going to mention. What is the temperature? Temperature is equals to 273.15 Kelvin is equals to 0 degree Celsius. Or pressure is equals to, pressure is equals to 1 bar. So under this temperature, at this temperature and pressure, 1 mole of any gas is equals to 22.7 liters of volume. 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.7 liters of volume. Somebody may get confused here, or not confused, somebody may get a doubt. Sir, actually it is 22.4 no, 22.7. See, what is the condition I have told? You just, if you refer the 11th first, that means +1 NCERT book, States of Matter, just go through that, chapter number 5, part 1. In that you may observe temperature, not only there, just a standard reference I am suggesting you, wherever you refer, wherever the standard temperature and pressure. These conditions are called standard temperature and pressure conditions. Each and everything I will explain you don't worry about that. See, if temperature is taken 273.15 Kelvin and that is equal to 0 degree Celsius. Pressure is taken as 1 bar, which is exactly equals to 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Then 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.7 liters of volume. Okay? Suppose instead of these conditions, let me go through these conditions here. See, the conditions are: temperature is not altered. Temperature is equals to 273.15 Kelvin or 0 degree Celsius. Temperature is okay. But pressure, if pressure is equals to 1 atmosphere, 1 atm, if pressure is equals to 1 atmosphere, right? 1 atmosphere is equals to, is not equal to 1 bar. 1 atmosphere is not equal to 1 bar. 1 atmosphere is equals to 1.013 bar. So there will be a slight difference. There will be a slight difference. Understand? Pressure increases, volume will. What is the relation between pressure and volume? Inversely proportional. Pressure slightly increases, volume will slightly decreases. So that at these conditions, 1 mole of any gas is equals to 22.4 liters. 22.4 liters. But even though actually these are the standard temperature and pressure conditions, this we have to follow this value, but our book setters, they have just given the values in the books, but they are not following. Even though in the numericals, even though in the problems, they are just mentioning 22.4. But I am just trying to give you clarity, where 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.7 liters and where 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.4 liters. This is the variation. And one more is there. See, if one more condition I am going to write. This and all, because of here we have got what is the definition, so related to which we are discussing all these things, related to which I am explaining all these things. Avogadro's law. What Avogadro's law says? Under the same temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of molecules or equal number of moles. So Avogadro's law explained the relation between volume of a gas and moles of the gas. Understand? So there, with respect to that, these things must be clear in your mind. And one more, standard ambient temperature and pressure. See, these conditions are somewhat different. Standard ambient temperature and pressure. So this is called SATP. These are STP. But generally STP earlier we used to use this one. Modernly we have to use this one according to NCERT. But even though the modern values are there, but we are not using that one, generally we are following this one. You don't worry, you don't get confused. Whenever they ask you without giving any data, you simply substitute this one. Only for the sake of clarity I have explained you. Right. Now what is this SATP? 298 Kelvin of temperature. Now what we are feeling? Almost room temperature. 298 Kelvin of temperature and 1 bar pressure. 1 bar pressure. At these conditions, 1 mole of any gas is equal to occupies 24 point sorry ma, don't mind, here 22.4, 22.7, 24.3 liters. 24.3 liters. Generally we do all the experiments here, but we use the data that by default. But don't get confused. Just get clarity about the things. If data is not given in the numerical, you just substitute 22.4 liters of volume where at STP. Understand? Have you written all these things? Now we have to do some numericals based on this. Do it fast. Is it clear, sir? Is it going on? Okay, let it go. Right. Note it down. Completed. Generally you will be a bit late, but now you only have completed. So others might have already completed. What about girls, second row? Completed? Boys? See, there are 3 different conditions I have explained. STP, modernly we have to apply. Modernly we are using. STP earlier we used to use. But this is not a standard ambient temperature and pressure. The standard reference is NCERT book. Okay, 11th standard plus 1 NCERT, part 1 states of matter, you just refer. You can get all these things, right? Right, if you say okay, I will switch over to next one. No, 1 mole of SO2 occupies how much? How much of volume? See, 1 mole of SO2. What is the first statement of Avogadro's law? What is the first statement of Avogadro's law? Yes, at STP means under the same temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases will contain equal number of moles. Equal number of moles. But now what I have given? I have given number of moles. I have given number of moles. Is it clear? Is the numerical clear? What I have given in the problem? Number of moles I have given. How many moles of sulfur dioxide is given to you? 2 moles of sulfur dioxide. How many moles of oxygen? 2 moles of each. 2 moles of sulfur dioxide, 2 moles of oxygen and 2 moles of sulfur trioxide. All the gases are given in terms of number of moles. Just think logically. Equal volumes will contain equal number of moles. Equal number of moles will contain equal volumes. Equal volume. Whatever the volume is occupied by 2 moles of SO2, the same amount of volume will be occupied by 2 moles of O2. The same volume will be occupied by 2 moles of SO3. But to solve this problem, first of all you have to know 1 mole of any gas occupies how much of volume at STP? 1 mole of any gas occupies how much of volume at STP? Loudly? 4 liters. So 1 mole of any gas, 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters of volume. 22.4 liters. Then 2 moles more. 2 moles of a gas, 22.4 into 2 liters, 44.8 liters. 2 moles of any gas. 2 moles of any gas can occupy 44.8 liters at STP. Okay. So I have given in the problem 2 moles of sulfur dioxide, 44.8. See, 2 moles of SO2 is equals to 44.8 liters. 2 moles of O2 is equals to 44.8 liters. 2 moles of SO3 is also 44.8 liters. Then just sum up these 3 values. (134.4 liters). Total volume I have asked. What is the total volume occupied by the given gases? Isn't it? Right. From this data, we can support the Avogadro's law. How? Equal number of moles of gases occupies equal volume, or equal volumes of gases will contain equal number of moles at a given temperature and pressure, at the standard temperature and pressure. Understood this one? Right. After this, let me ask a question. See, write a question. So slightly related to, just like level 0, level 1 type question. Which one of the following laws of combination, which one of the following laws of combination, which one of the following laws of combination helps to write the formula of a compound, to write the formula of a compound? You know very well, there is no scarcity for the options. We have 5 laws. We want only 4 options. We have 5 laws, 4 options, right? First one, law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. Option 1, law of conservation of mass. Option 2, option 1, law of conservation of mass. Option 2, law of definite proportion. Law of definite proportion. Option 3, law of combining volumes. Option 4, Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. Think it over. You have to say answer genuinely. Don't depend on others. Avogadro's law. So the answer is coming from that means from many of you answer is coming Avogadro's law. Think it over properly. Which law is helpful to determine the formula of a compound? Actually, so far we have discussed the set of laws to explain the methods of combination of elements into compounds, into molecules. Understand? Which law? Law of combining volumes. You are law of definite proportion. I got two options there. Still, actually in short term, I used it to follow this strategy. I did not use it to, that means tell the options. Options you only will tell. Next. Law of conservation of mass. Mass can be neither created nor destroyed. How does it help you to find the formula of a compound? So, law of conservation of mass, if I want to say in short and brief, ఏదో మీకు బేసిక్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలని జస్ట్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ బేసికల్లీ ఐ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ మచ్ టైమ్. లా ఆఫ్ కన్జర్వేషన్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఇన్ సమరైజేషన్ వెరీ సింప్లీ మాస్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్టెంట్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు మాస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్. खेल खत्म दुकान बंद. अबाउट लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ मास. Mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. Is there more than that of that? So law of conservation of mass does not help you to explain the formula of a or to determine the formula of a compound. Do fast. Fast గా ఆలోచించాలి. Law of combining volumes may be a partial answer, but there I did not mention only elements, gaseous substances. Whenever I say gaseous substances, how can you say compound also combined with atom, a molecule, that means element, to form new another compound? But we want only a new compound from the elements. So which law helps you like that? Law of definite proportion. That is the answer. Law of definite proportion. Okay? Law of definite proportion. See, what is the question? Which one of the following laws helpful to determine or write the formula of compound? See, junior has proved that he is attentive and he is listening well. The first correct answer has come from the junior's batch. Law of definite proportion. Okay, one more. See, I have two, second, write another question mark. I have two compounds, or otherwise write the question. Carbon and oxygen combines. Carbon and oxygen combines to form carbon and oxygen combine to form carbon monoxide, that is CO, and carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, that is CO, and carbon dioxide, that is CO2. Okay? It can be explained by the following law. See, carbon and oxygen combine to form CO, carbon monoxide, and CO2, carbon dioxide. This can be explained by the following law. See, we have options. Law of very good multiple proportions. So options will be 4. There will be no scarcity for the options. 4 options anyhow we can get. 4 law of reciprocal proportions. I did not explain you. One more. Don't write. One more law is there. Law of reciprocal proportions. Only see, law of reciprocal proportion, you are going to get confused. That's why I have avoided that law. Only 5 I explained. That is also there. And I told you, suppose MCQs, especially you get these MCQs in the competitive examinations. Question is with you, answer is also with you. Okay? What, Akash? Is it Ashish? Is it okay? Question is with you, answer is also with you. So just like a not logic, magic, descriptive magic na. In descriptive examinations will they give answers? No, they will dignifiedly they will give questions, lengthy questions they will give. No answer, you have to write answer by thinking on But in case of competitive examination, question is there, answer is also there. So this is the one of the magical game. It is just like a magical game, right? Right. Anyhow, you have answered that one. Most of you answered the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, can anybody explain it according to law of multiple proportions? Which is constant and which is combining in a simple whole number ratio? Carbon is constant. Carbon is constant. 12 grams. 12 grams. Here oxygen 32 grams. 1:2. Okay. Keep quiet. What, Mr. Junior? What are you doing? Right now. Next, actually, have you understood up to here? Actually, next to this, we have to discuss. I would like to explain you atomicity, one of the important topics. Even though somebody may feel, sir, what is the relation between these basic concepts to JEE Advanced, basic concepts to NEET, basic concepts to some other competitive examination? Somebody may feel like that. But see, this is the chapter like introduction to entire chemistry. You must be thorough at each and every simple, whether the concept is simple or lengthy. You must be thorough in those concepts. Then there will be a cakewalk to understand the subject. Understood? Right. Hope you have understood so far what I explained. Yes. Enough of this. Right.